everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Speedcast. I'm here with Juan Castro. And Juan, don't say anything yet. Rates went down, the short term rate, and you went out and bought a car. Talk about it.
I did buy a car, and to my surprise, the dealership did a buy down on my rate with Capital One for the difference,
Really?
which was a very small difference because I don't like to finance much. But
Mm. You
in
didn't
order
even
for
tell me
me
that. I was just kind of joking around, but
yeah,
now.
no, it was actually pretty interesting because I've not seen this happen in the car world before, and
Hmm.
I buy a lot of
Yeah,
cars, right?
I
Um,
know.
but Fairwinds had me for a certain rate, which was a really good rate, but they wanted to get the deal done on that day because they
Right.
never want you to leave. So they said they would beat the rate with Capital One, and I'm like, how are you going to do that? Because I know it's credit score driven, and when you have like an 824, you're 824. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And they said we can buy the rate down. So I said, okay. So they bought the rate down to like 5.4 for a used car.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because used cars are higher interest rate.
Yeah,
So,
normally like a 6.5,
mhm,
something like that. So it worked out pretty well. But I'm also, but we did want to speak about rates a little bit. So
right.
the rate
So the
this
Fed
morning when
lowered
we
the rate
looked,
yesterday.
yeah,
What
which the
happened?
banks knew, right? The banks were
Yeah.
hopeful. So they
Hmm.
built it in. But I think the rate this morning when we had looked was about 6.22 for a 30-year regular conventional average.
Yes.
And then FHA was under six,
Yeah,
5.95.
5.9, I think. So on Monday, though, rates were, that's where it's interesting. Monday, they were 6.13.
Hmm.
Tuesday, they were 6.15. And then the feds dropped a quarter of a basis point. But what some people were banking on was a half a point, and they didn't do a half a point, they did a quarter.
Yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
kind of bounced up. It's still good. We still are the lowest we've been in almost 3 years.
Yeah, and you said you're seeing more activity on the buyer side now.
Yeah, this weekend I was slammed with buyers seeing homes, which has been really slow. So that's the first step before they start pulling triggers, right? They have to see the homes first. So that's one step, one part of it. And the other part of it is some buyers this week that have been showing interest, and I'm reaching out to the listing agent to do the thing that we do when they're interested and get information. These homes are reviewing offers and going under contract already. So, although my buyers are not quite at that point to make offers and, they're just kind of testing, seeing what's going on at the market, but that's the first step because once they see that the market is truly moving, homes that they were interested in are now going pending. That's when we're going to see these buyers coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the best advice we would give people today is that if you have a good credit profile and you're going to
Yeah.
get a good rate right now in the 6% range, like six and a quarter,
Mm-hmm.
5.95,
Yeah.
um, now's a now is the chance for striking distance because what you have is you have sellers who have basically been sitting on a really good product at a fair price for
Right.
probably 30, 40 days, or maybe even 5 days.
Yeah.
So the house that you liked yesterday that you slept on, somebody liked it the day before and slept on it. So we're going to start to see, and I see it in my listings now, where activity comes out of nowhere. And,
Out of nowhere,
and we get and we get
100%.
almost a
Crazy.
full price or very
Yeah.
close to full price offer. However, they're asking for closing cost credit to help them close or buy the rate down from 6 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And my sellers are doing it because it makes financial sense to lock
Right.
in a very strong strategic buyer, right? And get it closed.
Absolutely, because there's a cost of keeping it, especially if they've moved on already and their house is vacant, or they have another place to go that they, or we talked about the reasons people have to move. So the cost of keeping that home month after month, paying that mortgage, taxes, HOA, all the things,
Yeah.
or just give them the closing
Well,
costs or part of it.
well, and it's also the risk management of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're at a point to where they just want to get a good deal done and they want it to get done and they want to
Right.
move forward with transition. So I would tell buyers today is that if you have a good profile, everything looks good, you're going to get the strongest rate possible. Now is your chance to lock in a deal and get favor from the seller because in 45, 65, 70 days, it may feel a little bit different. I'm not saying the market's going to get on fire and start cooking,
Right. We don't
um,
know, but we don't know.
but the good ones will go fast
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
bad ones will still be there. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Yeah. And who knows what's going to happen? Like, I talked about this the other day on my TikTok. Like, we really don't know. That whole date the rate, marry the house thing didn't really work out for a lot of people because we kept, everybody thought the rates are going to come down, the rates are going to come down sooner than they actually did, and they didn't, right? So that jammed up some people by that phrase that
Yeah,
a lot of people in the industry, whether they're loan officers, realtors, whoever, were using that phrase, right?
yeah,
So, I'm hesitant to say, hey, next year the rates are going to be 4%, right? We don't know. We don't know what's going
yeah,
to happen next year in the world.
yeah,
But right now, the rates are decent and you can get
yeah,
a rate buy down. So you can buy that rate or have somebody buy that rate for you
yeah, yeah. And
today
you can,
and
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 that's
be able to afford that home today, that principal, interest, HOA, and insurance, and afford it with today's rate,
yeah, yeah. It can
not
only be
banking on
better.
what it might be tomorrow. Don't do that.
Yeah, yeah. I think now is the chance that people need to capture.
Yeah.
You know what the numbers are now. They're not really terrible.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that house prices are not going super negative in our area. They're
No,
feeling
I know.
pressure. They're feeling
Yeah.
pressure, but to be honest, when I go to list a house and I see in the neighborhood three houses for sale and all three have reduced the prices by 30 to 50,000 in the last 4 months or 3 months, I'm also noticing that they were priced 40 to 50,000 too high.
Right. And now you being the new listing, you kind of know where to come in. Your listing's probably going to just sell quick because you already know what didn't work.
Yeah, we price it correctly based on the comparables and the
Yep.
market, and we sweep the table,
Mm-hmm.
or they all slam their price down the weekend that we come on the market.
Yeah, that happens too. Yeah.
So, but I would tell people now's your chance. So you're only dealing with the seller. You're hopefully not dealing with multiple buyers yet.
Yeah, I mean it's rare. We talked about it the last time. It happened to me a few weeks ago. He's actually closing tomorrow. We're doing his walkthrough. But there
Nice.
were three other offers. There were four offers total.
See?
It does happen. It just doesn't happen like it used to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it may
exactly.
next year. We just don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's the key point we wanted to share today, guys, is that uh, now has become a very safe opportunity to
Hmm.
try to make your move.
And you know who else for? I think truly the cash buyer, that you're not up against a rate. So before
Yeah,
the rates do, if they do come down, right now you really do have that competition.
yeah,
You're not up against that rate, so do it now.
yeah, yeah.
You're getting
And
the
I and
best
I would
deal. You're getting the best deal.
yeah, and I would tell buyers, don't fear when people tell you there's other offers coming in on a house, because you never know what those offers are.
I
There's
know.
still people that are offering the
And
most
coming in,
ridiculous.
or we're expecting an offer,
Yeah.
unless it's in there, because how many agents call you during the week and say, oh, we're going to send an offer? And how many times does that not come?
Oh, I just had it 2 days ago on a new listing.
Me too.
We're
I'm
working
still
on an
waiting.
offer. I sent them the title company information. Crickets, nothing comes in. And then last night I messaged them and asked them if they had any other questions, and they don't respond.
Yeah. So yesterday I called the agent. He goes, I sent it to my buyer to sign. So I'm still waiting for this offer, you know?
So that teaches you there's a lack of urgency there,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you
And it
project
is
that
a
to the
brand new
seller.
listing, and I am getting activity, not other offers. And I didn't say to him, hey, other people are, saying they're going to write an offer. But there is activity on the home. There's showings, there's stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah,
So who knows?
exactly, exactly.
Anyway, so that's
Well,
what we got
guys,
this week. Juan's got a new,
yep,
I didn't even mention that you have a new Corvette because that's what you drive. And it's super
yeah.
cool. Bright red
Yeah.
interior. So if you see him driving on I-4, wave, beep.
Yeah, I love my cards. That's my only downfall, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Cool. Cool.
And that's all we have. So we'll touch base again next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.